Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Hello and welcome to this Zwift Run live stream. My name is Stephen. I'm a Zwift ambassador, a community run leader and your host today. There's a countdown clock up there showing how long to go before the start of the main event, so you've probably got time to tidy the kitchen, take the trash out and grab yourself a drink before we get going. If you've never seen Zwift before, it's an online game where athletes from all over the world train, compete against and socialise with each other live and in real time. All you need to take part is a foot pod, an internet connection, access to a treadmill and a device on which to run the Zwift app. You can use a computer, an iPad, an iPhone, a high-end Android device. Zwift even works on Apple TV. If you have a smart treadmill, you don't even need a foot pod, as your treadmill will send your speed direct to Zwift. Once you've logged in and made sure your equipment is connected, you can join others live for structured group workouts or social runs. You could do a solo workout or take part in one of the many in-game challenges. You could also pit yourself against people from all over the world in a race. There are various Zwift worlds. Some are based on existing places like London, New York, Innsbruck, Richmond, Virginia and Harrogate in the UK. But the biggest world is the fictional Watopia, where you can run in glass tunnels underwater, through the middle of a volcano, in a jungle, up to the top of a snow-capped mountain and on country trails. Watopia is where the Zwift developers let their imagination fly. Like any computer game, the more you run, the higher up the levels you climb and the more virtual goodies you require. If you're a regular treadmill runner, Zwift is going to transform your training. If you're a hater, Zwift is going to change the way you think about indoor running. Before we go any further, if you're watching on YouTube, please click that subscribe button and the bell icon so you're notified every time we go live on this channel. If you're watching on Facebook, please click the like button on the Film My Run page. Film My Run is also my other YouTube channel where I post real world runs, so if you're interested in marathons, ultra running, 10Ks or triathlons, you'll find product reviews, interviews and races over on that channel. I've been running all my life. I started running long distance races in 2011 when I ran my first half marathon, and that was followed a year later by my first marathon in Paris. I've run the Paris Marathon every year since and have now run well over 100 marathons and ultras. I started using Zwift at the beginning of 2015 when indoor cycling and smart trainers really took off. In the early days, I held the long distance record for cycling of 500 kilometres on Zwift for about 48 hours. And when running started in 2016, I was the first person to run a marathon on Zwift. So if you have any questions about Zwift, if I don't know the answer, I probably know somebody who does. Okay, so now you can go and take the trash out and get that drink. And make sure you keep an eye on that countdown and be back in time for the start proper. Well, go on then, don't just sit there gawping at me. Basically, this message is going to go around in a loop again and again until the start of the run, so you may as well go and do something constructive in the meantime. Good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Film My Run on Zwift. My name is Stephen Cousins and we are broadcasting live on Facebook and on YouTube. While we're getting everything ready, it would be absolutely awesome if you could go and subscribe to the Film My Run YouTube channel and also the Zwift Live YouTube channel. You can also find us on Facebook at facebook.com/filmmyrun and also Twitter at filmmyrun, and the website is www.filmmyrun.com. It's very nearly time, so sit back, relax, don't forget to drop me a ride on and watch me do all the hard work. Good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you are in the world. We are live on the Zwift Run channel. Hello Laurie, hello Sarah, hello Amy, hello everyone running, hello Jarrett. Amy is in the run, Russ Miller's in the run, Diana, Princess of Watopia, is in the run. We are doing the ZLDR recovery hour. Jeff Partridge, hello to you. Tina Beard, hello to you. Sarah Jacobson says, did your fox chew through the lighting cable too? It's sometimes when it's bright outside, it makes me look very dark, and it takes a little while sometimes for the auto exposure to kick in. Anyway, we're all right now. Laurie says, good morning from Washington State. Hello there, Laurie, how are you? Hope everything's good over there. On the west coast of the USA, all the way up north, the border with Canada. Spoke to somebody from Zwift HQ in Canada yesterday. That was good. A nice little chat. Jeff Partridge is not in the run. He is in the van, in the ultra van. So when we talk about heart rate, Jeff Partridge will be lying there with his glass of vino and he'll say, yeah, my heart rate's 45. The ultra van that we don't have, yes. He says, did I mention that I've got a camper van? Right, I'm ignoring you for the rest of the run. Clive Finnemore's in the run as well. Hello, Clive. Barrera from Spain. Hello to you. Dodden from the UK. Loads of people we know in the run today. And of course, Jared is leading. So thanks for that, Jared. We're doing 1 hour of running. At the moment, I'm going at 9 kph. Now, I'm not sure. Do you think we should speed up as we go, or do you think we should just stick to a steady 9 all the way through? I'm very happy to take suggestions. Sarah Jacobson says, my sister-in-law has a camper van. Is this just immediately trying to start to make me feel jealous? Are you trying to get my back up already, Sarah and Jeff? I do not have an ultra van. I do not have a camper van, all right? Much to my wife's chagrin. Tina is at a steady 5.5 kilometers per hour. She is walking it out like a hero. That's perfectly acceptable. Tina, Xavi says it's hot and humid in Florida. It's pretty humid here. It's not overly hot. I do not have the fan on yet. It's 24.6 in shed quarters, but outside it feels a bit breezy and cool. So it's not overly hot. I will put the fan on in a minute. I don't know how much I'm allowed to tell you from my chat last night with Zwift HQ. Had a really good meeting last night with somebody who's relatively new to working for Zwift, but has been on Zwift since the beta days as a cyclist. And I mean, what I can tell you is that I think for Zwift running, it's positive news in general. So I need to confirm exactly what I can say and what I can't, to be honest. So I need to email him back and say, look, what information can I... Not that there is, to be honest, not that there is an awful lot to say, but just that, you know, if you're thinking that Zwift running is dead and they're going to pull the plug any minute now, that's not the case. As I do keep trying to reiterate to people, there are no plans for Zwift running to be removed. Laurie is with us for about 35 minutes only today, that's alright. Clive says, crazy, had to make an emergency visit to the solicitors today. A 60-mile round trip. What was that for? Clive got back just in time for this run. Amy Green says she would be ugly crying if Zwift Run disappeared. When did you get your first tattoo, Diane? Just another conversation going on in game. Diana says that she wanted to get a tattoo when she was 17. no idea what she just said, though. Oh yeah, where? 20 years ago? That still doesn't tell us how old you were. So when you were 5 years old then, Diana? She got it. Diana got her first tattoo 20 years ago, so I've said, was that when you were 5 years old? It's a compliment. Oh no! Right. Tina says you've not changed your heart rate strap battery. No. I know, rubbish. It isn't looking good, is it? I am not at 155 beats per minute at the moment. It will come down in a minute. Ah, you love me. No, Jeff Partridge, am I at the Rat this year? No. North Downs Way 100 is the same week. I say that my heart rate will come down, it will, but at the moment it's totally wrong. So my heart rate is actually about 120, according to my wrist. Jarrett says, do most people regret their tattoos that they get in their teens? Diana says, I don't regret any of mine. My wife would divorce me if I got any tattoos. Clive Finnemore has a tattoo. What tattoo do you have, Clive? Sarah Jacobson doesn't regret any of her tattoos. Is it a drunken sailor? Clive, is it your tattoos of a drunken sailor? It's a tribal-styled motorcycle, okay. Were you a cyclist? Were you a motorcyclist at one time? Yeah, unfortunately, I would have loved to have been working at the Rat as usual this year. But it is the same weekend as the North Downs Way 100, so I cannot do it, unfortunately. There we are. Never mind. So we've got 4 of us running together. Amy Green, myself, Clive, and Finn Robert. And Russ Miller's just up ahead as well. In fact, actually, Diana is not far up ahead. Okay, so Clive was a motorcyclist for 10 years in his 30s. Amy Green wants a tattoo, but doesn't like pain. I'm with you, Amy. I think I would probably not want to go through the pain of getting it. Wow, Clive even had a Harley Davidson. Getting a tattoo is just like having sunburn for a day or two. Yeah, but I bet the actual inking hurts when it's done. I suppose it depends where you have it done. Okay, so now, Clive, apparently you are now cool in the eyes of Sarah Jacobson. Clive You are apparently no fool in the eyes of Sarah Jacobson. Tina says, I appreciate the artwork of tattoos, but I don't want one on me. Fair enough, yeah. Do you know what? I am not bothered about having a tattoo. If I was to have a tattoo, it would be my children's names somewhere on my arm or something like that, or on my side. Somewhere probably on my side where it's not going to be seen very much. I would have all 4 of my children's names and dates of birth or something. I know that's tacky, but Lucy is Clive's wife, and she likes Clive's tattoo. I wonder if I would be allowed to have a tattoo in-game. I'd get all the names of the running clubs. Tina says she doubts I would. Yeah, I probably wouldn't be allowed even to do that, would I? Yeah, I think you have to be careful what tattoo parlour you go to. Jeff says, I've seen some pretty crap tattoos that look like whoever did them was 4 years old with a blindfold on. These are great suggestions for the future of Zwift Run. I will pass all these ideas on to HQ. Diana, I don't think anybody would describe you as boring. Diana, I don't think anybody has ever described you as boring. Clive still doesn't have a date for moving house, but hopefully it's getting close. Jeff Partridge reckons I should have a UTMB tattoo in September. If I get a UTMB tattoo, I will be out of the front door of the house before you can say TDS. Oh. I was trying to say Javi is captain. Oh, never mind. Rachel Elliott says so many runners. Yes, Rachel, we're coming to get you. I think Rachel is on a bike. as it should be, Jarrett. Oh, voice to text worked well there. Yes, thank you, Rachel. Still running. Jeff Partridge says, I've only got short legs, Clive, so wouldn't get all my 100 milers on there. Oh, very good. Very good, Jeff. So Jeff's done so many 100 milers. If he was to get a tattoo of all his 100 milers, he wouldn't have enough room on his legs to fit them all on there. And he says the reason for that is because he's only got diddy legs. Tina says, short legs and fat hairy toes, Jeff. You paint such a lovely picture. You lot, honestly, I cannot control you lot. You are out of control most of the time. Well, Herzog's in the run as well. Hello, Herzog from France. Good to see him back. Anthony Anderson is running with us. Hello, Anthony. Diana wants to do 10k today. I think... Well, where am I? We're at nearly 3k in. We'd have to speed up some to get 10k in tonight. What we could do, I suppose. Anybody amongst my group, so Anthony, Clive, Amy, are you interested in speeding up at all, or do you want to stay at this comfortable pace? I'm quite happy to speed up. Brilliant! Amy Green. All right, Clive wants to get 10k in. Amy Green says, I can't believe I forgot to tell you all. One of my toenails came off today. Well, more or less. She says, only a tiny bit left. She says, I blame all of you. Yes, but Clive, are we getting the 10k in within the hour? Can we join your gang, Diana? Yeah, Sarah Jacobson, talking of the lost toenail, says that is a rite of passage for any runner, although... Have you spelled right incorrectly, or is that the American way to spell it? Do you not spell rite of passage R-I-T-E, Sarah? I mean, I don't want to be a pedant and call you out on it, but, you know, sort it out and get it together, Jacobson. Jeff Partridge's race tomorrow, he says, looks like diabolical weather. Getting windy already, yeah, and we keep thinking it's going to rain here. Right, I've just asked if we can join Diana's group, and she says only if you ask nicely. Brilliant. Sarah Jacobson says, wow, that's my first ever mistake. Sarah Jacobson has never ever made a mistake in her life. This is the first one ever. It's Amy's first toenail that she's lost in 8 years of running. 8 years or 8 years of running? 8 years anyway. Laurie Paulson over in Washington State. She says, my black toenails from last September have finally just grown out. So that's taken 8-9 months, 10 months. Clive's suggesting that Amy should stick her toenail back on with super glue or something. Laurie has a gravel bike race tomorrow. Sounds fun. So we are 3.3 kilometres in. Jeff Partridge apparently says he's almost got a full set of toenails at the moment, a fairly rare occurrence. Has anyone done a marathon on here recently? So, it seems ages since I did one. I was just thinking about this today. I don't think I've done a long distance, like a half marathon or a marathon, on Zwift for a long time. Jasper says I did one in April. Tina Beard says sub 3, anyone? Yeah. I'm not getting drawn in. Clive Finimal says, I can honestly say I've never lost a toenail. I've had a couple of broken ones. But never lost a full toenail. Wow. Your shoes must be just the perfect fit, Clive. And you must have never kicked a rock during the arc of attrition. Jarrett, I may well take you up on that. Right, Tina's just said sub 3, and Jasper has come back saying, my first one was sub 4, now I'm aiming for sub 3:15. And Amy was just dropped on the spot because he then said, what about you, Tina? I reckon you've got sub 3 in you, Tina. Get out of that, Tina. Come on, get out of that. All right, Clive's broken his toenail not from running, but from catching it on the kitchen cupboard. Jasper, 3:15 is a great goal to aim for. So, coming up to 4 kilometres done, and we're nice and steady at 9 kph. So we'll hit 4.5k by halfway. Do you know, I'm not worried about doing 10k. I'm quite happy just pootling along at this speed. I did a fairly pacey run this morning, and my legs feel a little bit fatigued from that. So I'm quite happy just to stick at this pace. If you want to do 10k, Clive, you can either speed up now or just like carry on at the end, I guess. Depends when you are asking about. I will try for a fast one at the London Marathon next year. that will probably just be an easy pace marathon. Paul Deering says the greatest challenge would be for me to do a sub-3 marathon and then not bang on about it for years afterwards. I would say, Paul, that is nigh on impossible. I just cannot imagine a situation where I would do something like that, like run a sub-3 hour marathon. I mean, if anyone could ever do such a thing, it would be such an amazing achievement. I'd have to talk about it. I don't think I could keep it under my hat. So, yeah, that is probably, I mean, in life you've got to set yourself realistic challenges. A challenge that is not so stupid that you're never going to achieve it. A challenge that you have at least got a chance of achieving. You shouldn't set yourself a goal that's too easy, but you shouldn't set yourself a goal that's unrealistic and too hard and will put too much pressure on you. And I think Paul really there is setting a challenge which none of us really realistically could hope to achieve. Yeah, you see, Sarah Jacobson says that would be like asking him to not talk for 5 minutes. Well, now I know I have achieved that. And I believe I did it belligerently a few months ago. I stopped talking for a full 5 minutes. It was possibly the hardest thing I've ever done. But I think I could do that, you see. If pushed to my limit. But, but not talking about a sub-3 marathon, I just don't think I could do it. See, there you go, Paul. He says he's just come to the realisation that I have, in fact, just invited him to talk about it. Clive Finnemore set a goal last year. His goal was to move house. He still hasn't achieved it. Yeah, it can be one of those things, can't it, moving house? It's tough. Stressful and not an easy thing to achieve without major problems. Halfway through. Welcome to Halfway. Welcome to Hardwick. Welcome to Halfway. Oh, for goodness sake. Yes, Clive Finnemore. That is a good point, actually, Sarah. Sarah says you didn't run the Paris Marathon because you were supposed to be moving house. Here we are, 4 months later. April, May, June, July. Yeah, 4 months later. And you still haven't moved. You could have done the Paris Marathon with us, Clive. By the way, it does look like it's probably going to be Paris again next year. I don't know. Nobody's come up with anything definite unless we can think of something quick. I think we're going to have to settle on Paris again, because obviously me and Victoria will be doing it regardless. And I know Lee Ryby enjoyed it so much. Sorry, no, Jason Mitchell enjoyed it so much. He's going back and inviting some of his friends along. Clive says, I think I should have moved before Christmas. However, the finish line may be in sight. Fingers crossed, Clive. And apparently also Clive didn't run TDS in Chamonix last summer because he was supposed to be moving house. Clive, there are still entries for TDS now, you know. You could run it this summer. And now Clive's not running the rat plague because of the house move as well. Oh dear. By the way, if you're watching, sorry if you don't know what all these races are that we keep mentioning. TDS, the plague, the rat. Well, Paris Marathon, obviously, you're well aware of Paris Marathon. But TDS is one of the ultra distance races at Chamonix in the UTMB Trail Running Festival coming up in about 5 weeks time. The rat is a 100-kilometre race. The plague is a 100-kilometre race as part of the Rat weekend down in Cornwall. RAT stands for Roseland August Trail, and that happens in a couple of weeks. Clive lives down in Cornwall, so this local-ish race to him. And we are at 5k. 5 kilometres done. Jarrett says, I was wondering what my parents did to fight boredom before the internet. So I asked my 10 brothers and sisters, but they didn't know either. Very good, I like that. I think Tina says, poor Clive, don't stress him out. I think Clive's stressed enough as it is. We don't. I don't think we can make him any more stressed than he already is, to be fair. Running under the glass tunnels, in the glass tunnels, under the water. Massive group of cyclists just passing us. We are on what looks like Ocean Boulevard-ish route in Watopia. Live on the Zwift Run channel, live on the Film My Run Facebook page, live on the Zwift Run channel on Twitch and on YouTube. Welcome along. We're just going to pass the whale. Thank you, Laurie. Take care. So Laurie has done her 35 minutes. She's off. Thank you, Laurie. Take care. So see you next time. Thank you, Laurie. Sorry, when I said how long is it since somebody did a marathon on here, I meant on a treadmill. I've just realised people didn't get what I meant. Right, Diana did one recently with Russ Miller 2 weeks ago. Jarrett, the last one was the Zwift Marathon. I think it must be over a year since I did marathon on the treadmill. I think I must change that soon. Well done, Russ. That is awesome work. Sarah Jacobson says, I've never done a marathon on Zwift. I should get on that. Maybe we should do that. 50k for James in August. Could do that. By the way, Diana's reference to James there. A few years ago, we had a guy called James Smith, who passed away. He was one of the leaders of ZLDR, and he had a heart attack about two or 3 years ago. So yeah, every year there's a little run in memory of James. Okay, Diana, let me think about 50k. Sarah Jacobson says, I'm so out of shape, I haven't done a long run in forever. We were also thinking about doing an Everesting thing, weren't we? Jarrett says, by 2 hours in, I'm ready. What to say? I'm ready to throw myself somewhere. Ready to throw myself onto the treadmill belt. That's interesting. Right, Jeff Partridge says, because I am doing the 100-mile UTMB race in Chamonix this September the 3rd. It says, sounds like you're going to have some route changes in the last part of the UTMB due to rock falls. Some paths are blocked at the moment. Okay, interesting. Paul Deering says, I'd love to do a 50k before my Yorkshire Marathon in October. Well, maybe we should do this 50k run that Diana's suggesting in August then. I don't know if it'll be a little bit, it depends when in August, because it might be a little bit close to my 100 miler, but we'll see. Jarrett says, 40 minutes down, you're all doing amazingly well. Right, I'm going to get the keyboard and go and drop some ride-ons. There's Frera, there's Finn Robert, Daniel, Schwartz. Oh no, Schwartz, there we go. Clearwater, Manresa, Oldak from Germany, hello to you, and Samples from the USA, hello to you. Spitzka from Germany, hello to you. Jarrett, there's our leader, run leader today is Jarrett. Glendinning from Scotland is there. Chicoine from Canada, hello to you. There's Jewel from the UK and P. Hill from the UK. A lot of these I don't know. Amat from Canada is there. Well done to you. Right, I think that's most people, although... Hang on a minute. No, I haven't done any of these, have I? There's Anthony Anderson. Paul Valentine, hello to you. And Paul Kinsey as well, hello. Javi. Right on for Javi. There's Diana, Princess of Watopia. Herzog. Rosenberger. LT. Clive Finnemore. Amy Green, Russ Miller, Tina, I haven't found you anywhere. Didn't find Tina on that list. Clive Finnemore says, I may give Parkrun tomorrow a miss. It looks like it's going to rain all day. Yeah, Tina, I don't think my list is showing you anywhere. Sorry. I'll try and remember to give you a ride on in retrospect afterwards. Or I look you up now. Fan view, there's Tina. There's Tina Beard. Ride on dropped. There we go. I've got you, Tina. Tina's strolling it out. Just about to pass under the sequoia trees. Oh, Jay Peters I didn't do either. Go. That's rectified. Oh no, I can't. Yeah, got it. Did I do Russ Miller? I think I did Russ Miller, didn't I? Yeah. There we go. Amy Green says she's going to watch the Barbie movie tomorrow. Amy Green tells me she's going to watch the Barbie movie tomorrow. Anyone else? Question mark? Everyone's talking about the Barbie movie. Sarah Jacobson says it's sold out everywhere in Chicago. Diana wants to go and see it. Jarab says no, no, no. Javi is going to probably go and see it tonight. Totally sold out in Chicago, apparently. Laurie says, I don't know what I just did. I was carrying my iPad and suddenly things started appearing. I think I accidentally reported a comment, then loved another comment. Sorry. No worries, Laurie. Don't. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Jeff Partridge says, not everyone is talking about the Barbie movie. Amy Green can't wait to go and see the Barbie movie. Wolf of Wall Street. I wonder what that is. I've not heard of Wolf of Wall Street. I've been to a lot of concerts and it was arguably the most spectacular I've ever seen. We have 13 minutes left. Kai Finnemore says, I didn't know there was a Barbie movie. Have I missed something? Yes, you have. Back in the day, I was a huge raver. Glow sticks, whistles and everything. I feel like I'm too old these days. Diana is trying to get me to come to Techno Fest. Where is Techno Fest? Diana says her husband is 47 and he goes Amsterdam. Oh, that would be awesome, wouldn't it? Do you know what? I would absolutely love it, to be honest. Diana's husband stands at the back, looking hard as nails. Jeff Partridge says Oppenheimer looks worth a watch. He says, I can't believe you haven't seen Wolf of Wall Street. Right, I will look it up then. I've seen plenty of photos of Diana's husband hooked up. I'm scared to meet him in real life. I think we're all taking the mickey out of Diana a bit. Now look at my heart rate. It's all over the place. My heart rate is ridiculous tonight. Again, I really have to change the battery. Diana, I love your husband. He looks uber cool. Right, we are coming up to 10 minutes to go now of the ZLDR recovery hour, running on the beach of Watopia. Clive Finnemore says, I thought Barbie was left in the 90s. Clive Finnemore, did your kids not watch the Barbie cartoons? They are hilarious. Honestly, this is not a joke. I used to sit with my children, my daughter particularly, and watch the Barbie cartoons. And so this is, a few years ago when she was little. And those cartoons that have jokes in them that are meant for adults, because they know children are watching, but they also know adults are watching with their kids. And so they stick in these jokes that clearly the children won't understand, but the adults will. And Barbie is like that. So there are lots of little jokes and little asides, little pieces of the script that are hilarious, really funny, and it's really good. And I'm surprised with kids you didn't ever watch it. I have wet myself in a marathon deliberately before. Anyone else? Question? Amy Green is trying to justify watching the Barbie cartoons. She says, I do have 2 girls, remember? It's all right, Amy. You can watch the Barbie cartoons and the Barbie movie as an adult. It's fine. Right, I am giving up on this chest strap. I am now, as soon as this run finishes, I'm going to change the battery because it's getting ridiculous now. My heart rate is completely all over the place and it's stupid. Amy Green remembers crying for 2 miles for her first marathon because she needed the loo. Did you cry the wee out of your eyes? Tina is off. Thank you, Tina. No, she didn't cry the wee out of her eyes. She just cried until she found a loo. Good for you, Tina. Amy. Yeah, Tina is going. She says thanks for the company. Thank you, Tina. Sarah Jacobson says, if you've experienced childbirth, the chances are you've peed yourself at some point. I haven't. Believe it or not, I've experienced a lot of things, Sarah. I haven't... well, actually, no, I have experienced childbirth, of course. I was in the room for the birth of all 4 of my children. So, I have experienced childbirth, yes. And I didn't wee myself. Steve Crawford, you should be running. This is Jarrett's latest joke. He says, so it was very traumatic when my wife ripped the bed covers off me last night. He says it took a while for him to recover. Sarah Jacobson says 4 children. Yes, I've been married twice, Sarah. So I've got 2 grown-up children from a previous marriage. They are 23 and 22. Or is it 23 and 21? 23 and 21. One of them is doing his master's degree in sports physiology at Brighton University. And one of them works full-time, the younger one, my 21-year-old, or is it 20? I'm sure he must be 22 by now. Yeah, 22. My 22-year-old son works for a finance company and earns more at the age of 22 than I have ever earned. Talking about wetting yourself, Tina Beard says, trust me, it happens even if you haven't given birth, and I can attest to that. Do you know what, Jarrett? I think your jokes have genuinely improved over the last 2 years. Right, I take it back, Jarrett. That was terrible, that one. Sarah says, I learn new things about you every day. There you go. I mean, they're still terrible, but they've improved. I'm so horrible, aren't I? Right, 2.5 minutes left. Oh! Janet! Jarrett! Thanks for leading, Janet. Jarrett. Sometimes I call him Janet deliberately these days, just for fun. 90 seconds left of our run today. We're going to hit 9k by the end, so 300 metres to go. And that'll be us done for the day. Jarrett's gone one last joke. I hope you've been able to read some of these jokes on the screen, because I haven't read them all out. There have been quite a few. I heard about a guy that tried to start a support group for erectile dysfunction. Here we go. Here's how we can get banned. But it was a total flop and nobody came. And now we're all... Jeff says, well done those that were running, have a good weekend. Jeff Partridge, what's your heart rate? My heart rate is ridiculous, but in reality it's around 125. It's gone stupid. Anthony, you know I'm cool. Anthony reckons I should get a tattoo of an ice cube because I think I'm so cool. Right, there we go. All done. Javi's going on to 10k. Have a great weekend, everyone. Cheers. Got a drink. Okay. Clive says, thank you, Stephen. Have a good weekend, everyone. Cheers. Bye-bye. Good luck and stay safe. Jeff, have a good race, Jeff. Jeff's heart rate is 45 BPM. Sarah Jacobson says, okay, that's funny. I think she's talking about the erectile dysfunction joke. Yeah. Oh, dear. Do I dare? I'm not going to repeat it, no. Amy says, have a good weekend, everyone. Jeff, good luck with your race. Take care. Make sure you get it finished. Give you confidence for TDS. Yeah, we will be back on Monday with the community run on Monday. I don't think we're going to be doing anything over the weekend. I have a park run in the morning, and then we've got a long run on Sunday morning, 20 miles on Sunday morning. So that's my weekend. Enjoy your weekend, whatever you're getting up to. Thank you very much for all the chat. It's been fun chat in-game and on the live stream. I've enjoyed that a lot, and it really does help us get through, doesn't it? So cheers, 9k done, and we are out of here. Take care, everyone. Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.